So I decided to make a part 2 of my Cyberpunk tips video just because I thought of a couple other things, and I also wanted to clear a couple things up with my original video. I wanted to touch on builds again, as some of your comments have brought to my attention that I was maybe a bit too biased on my favorite type of build. Still, in my opinion, I think tech and intelligence are essential because breach protocol and quick hacking during combat is just way too good, and it just makes sense. You have cyberware in your body that allows you to do those things, so I just feel like that's a really good thing to do in this game. However, builds are absolutely subjective, so build your character in the way that best suits your playstyle. Just keep in mind that you can only get 3 out of the 5 attributes max to 20, and you can only get the skills within the attributes up to the max level of its correlating attribute for your character. So in this sense, with body, I can only get those 3 skills inside body up to level 10 because my character's attribute for body is only at level 10. I also wanted to bring up another comment that was left about the integumentary system cyberware for your shoulder slot. There is one called Fireproof Coating, which does essentially the same thing as the Cooler mod by granting immunity to burn. You can get it from Dr. Chrome over southwest of Kabuki Market. The only thing to really note with this cyberware is that it requires your attribute for body to be at level 12. With that being said, I would still recommend the Cool It mod, especially from the very beginning of the game, as it doesn't have an attribute requirement, it's cheap, and it's easily obtainable. If your build later on has the body requirement for these integumentary system mods, then of course use this. It makes so much more sense to use it. But otherwise, the Cool It mod is a great alternative for newer players and the beginning of the game. There's a weapon you'll come across for a side job called Skippy. It can be found next to a body in an alley in Vista del Rey in Haywood. Trying to avoid spoilers, I would recommend Puppy Loving Pacifist. While it doesn't seem like the right choice at the time, I promise you that you won't regret it, at least until you have to return the gun to its rightful owner. The gun is also an iconic weapon if you're into collecting those, and it is based off of the HJKE11 pistol, so that base pistol is still a smart weapon, and you can still... It kind of works the same way. I don't know that it works exactly the same way, if I'm completely honest. But the Skippy gun's pretty cool. So it's just super fun to use, and it's good, but it's by no means necessary, and it's definitely not the greatest gun in the game. It's just a neat gun, and it's got a fun little quest line to go along with it.
Ugh. Selected mode, Puppy Loving Pacifist. Enjoy permanently crippling your enemies.
Now my last tip for this video is do not waste money on buying cars. I have all the cars in the game. It costs about 1.6 million, and you also need to have 50 street cred. But in the beginning of the game, just don't spend your money on cars. You can get Jackie's motorcycle for free by doing the Heroes side job. You can get this Caliburn, that's an all-wheel drive car. It's really fast for free by finding it in the Badlands. And you can also get Johnny's Porsche at the end of the game for free. The Caliburn also requires 40 street cred, so you're not going to be able to get that right away. But I used Jackie's motorcycle for a very long time in the beginning of the game. So, and then you can also get your car back that you have in the beginning of the game. So I do have a video on easy way to become a millionaire, which I'll link in the description. But it's just not necessary to buy the cars that you get. Fixers will offer you cars consistently once your street cred continues to climb, but I just wouldn't worry about it at the beginning of the game. Street cred is extremely important in this game for buying cyberware, for buying cars, for getting certain side jobs, things like that. So you definitely should do fixer missions, just don't be tempted to buy the cars they offer you. And if you're going for all the trophies or achievements or whatever they're called for the platform you're playing on, you will need to buy all the cars eventually. So again, I'll link the video for the little money glitch I have in the description, and check it out if you need to.